Welcome to Resourced and Resourceful Leadership, a podcast for people who care about the world and their impact in it. I'm Dr. Christine Pettit, and I'm so glad you're here with me. Thank you. So this is a bit of a weird episode because it is 9:48 p.m. on Wednesday, and I usually publish these episodes by midnight on Thursday or 12:01 a.m. on Thursday Pacific time. And I am just here talking with you while you might hear the hum of my printer in the background. I'm not sure what the sound will be like today, but I am here honoring my commitment to myself to show up weekly to do this podcast, and honoring my commitment to you, dear listeners, for those who listen in regularly. And I just want to acknowledge that this has been a busy week, and I really didn't have a plan for the episode today. Now, I want to share that while I also share with you, I have some really exciting episodes coming up. In particular, a podcast exchange that I shared about in previous episodes. Those episodes will be coming out in May and early June, and I've been reaching out to my next round of interviewees for the podcast. So I'm really excited to share some more conversations with you about leadership in all its forms. And as I was thinking about this episode today, I decided I just want to share a few kind of nuggets of inspiration that have come up for me, either just things I'm reminding myself of or things that I've been reminding clients of this week. And so I plan to do that and just share a little bit about how things have been going in my life. And as I was thinking about what to call this, I was like, this is kind of like a vlog or a blog. I'm kind of just sharing what's going on. And so I was like, well, maybe I'll call this like a plog. This episode's kind of like a plog, a podcast blog. But then I looked up what plog means, and it has this whole meaning I had no idea of. So there's this, I guess, movement called plogging, where it is an eco-friendly fitness trend that combines jogging, walking, or hiking with picking up litter. It originated in Sweden around 2016, and I guess it blends some Swedish words around pick up and jog. And it's meant to promote environmental cleaning and physical exercise. So I'm curious if you've ever heard of plogging before, if you've ever engaged in plogging. I have not. So this is not that, but it's my little podcast blog today. So yeah, busy week where I'm up printing things out and getting ready for a facilitation that I have in the morning. So just to give you a sense of what the precarious balance of my life these days. I mean, one, I wish I would have remembered how much printing this particular facilitation takes when I do work with the DISC assessment. I'm printing out everybody's profiles for that, and then I'm also sharing a lot of different handouts. And in this particular workshop that I'm leading tomorrow, it's 2.5 hours, and it's outside without AV tech. I really do need like handouts and things like that to help show and help people see and interact with the material. My printer just stopped printing, and I think there is one more thing I need to print. So I'm going to do that right now. Let's see. My profile. I was talking with somebody today, and she was saying how she wished she was more organized. And she was saying this about reaching out to past clients and kind of keeping her pool of clients, like, just keeping connected to them, keeping in conversation with them. It's really easy to want to do that and not prioritize it, because it can be really hard to prioritize that, especially when you are working a lot. And I can really relate to that. And she said, I just wish I was more organized about it. And I think I feel that way about a lot of aspects of my life right now. But I also do have to commend the organization that I do have. Like I said, I am printing a lot tonight, and I started printing this weekend, at least. I printed out people's profiles, and I've talked about the DISC assessment on other episodes, but basically it's an assessment that people take, and it has their work and communication style. And then I work with people to better understand their styles, the styles of others, and how to flex and adapt their style to be more effective in their communication, in their working relationships. And in particular, in the workshop that I'm leading tomorrow, we're focusing on conflict and the different ways people show up in conflict, productive and unproductive responses to conflict, and different skills around getting better to navigate conflict with confidence and in alignment with one's values and all of that good stuff. Probably should have started printing some of the other materials earlier, but here we are, and almost done. And then I'll be putting together packets tonight. And then tomorrow morning, I wake up, get myself and get Ellie ready, and I need to figure out what I'm wearing tomorrow. I have an idea. I'm like, okay, I'm going to wear those pants. They're clean. I need to check the weather, see what kind of, variety I might need in terms of my shirt or a cardigan or whatever. Suit jacket. We'll see how formal I go. Probably not too formal. So get myself ready. Luckily, Ellie, my daughter, is a lot better about getting herself ready, but now we have a dog in the mix, so that's kind of added another layer of making sure that he goes out, he gets fed, he gets walked, and then I'm taking him to, or we are taking him to the doggy daycare, because I'm going to be gone longer than normal with the staff day that I'm working on, or this presentation for tomorrow. So taking him to doggy daycare, taking Ellie to school, then I'm going to probably park in the lot of the organization that I'm at and hop on a training that I just started, which is the self-led coach. Super excited about it. A little bummed that the first day is a day that I already had my own presentation planned, or this workshop planned, because I'll have to duck out of that early. But then I'll be getting set up for that presentation and that workshop. And then I do have a little buffer. I'll pick Gus up during the buffer, and then in the afternoon I have a mentorship session. That's what my client calls it, mentorship sesh. So working with a coaching, consulting client with a youth serving organization as part of a kind of countywide program, and then the grantees get coaching support. So I'm excited about that. And then later on, I'll be picking up Ellie, and we're going to go see the middle school play or production. It's actually the junior version of the Legally Blonde musical. So I'm interested to see how that is. Because that is happening at school, it's introduced Legally Blonde into our household. And I talk about this very busy day. No mention of my partner, Renee. He's very much in the mix, but he's been on heavy duty Monday through Wednesday this week. He leaves super early for work, and then he is helping his mom in the valley out tomorrow. So he also has a very busy day. So that's just kind of how we're juggling things. And then it's just been a really busy week of some things have been like catching up with folks, taking care of some personal things, well-being. I'm like, have I got 2 swims in? No, I just got 1 swim in and 1 personal training session in this week. And I interviewed someone for the podcast. And then I was interviewed for a strategic planning contract. So I'm hoping for that as well. And then I've had some clients, and yeah, it's just been busy. Gone to the vet, all kinds of fun stuff. So I have this workshop tomorrow, another presentation on Friday, and yeah, a little bit of fun. This is also this crazy season of organizational events and galas. So I went to a gala for one of my clients on Friday, and then another one this Monday. And then Ellie's school has her auction on Saturday. And it looks like I have going to the movies with some girlfriends on Saturday as well. So that's exciting. Yeah. So you can see why I'm a little all over the place tonight as I talk with you. But thanks for following along if you're still here. This is my plog, minus the picking up trash and jogging. So here are a few things that I want to share with you that have been resonating with me. One is action before inspiration. This is something that I learned from SARC, Susan Ariel Rainbow Kennedy, who I've mentioned a number of times on this podcast. But the idea here is that sometimes the inspiration isn't there, but taking action, doing the little thing, it helps to build momentum and actually build the inspiration. So sometimes not waiting for the inspiration to come is really important to actually moving whatever your creative dream is, or even just something that's important at work or following up on something. You might not feel inspired to do it right away, but if you can find a small way to take action on it, it helps to build that momentum and that inspiration. And I'm trying to think why this had come to mind, but I know part of it is just like with this podcast, I really didn't have a ton of inspiration for today's episode, to be honest. I've had plenty of other inspiration for other episodes, but I think you get a sense of everything that's going on and that I'm juggling right now. And so my mind was just kind of blank, but I've made this commitment that I'm going to turn that microphone on and I'm going to record a podcast. And so that's what I'm doing. And it's, taking that action. And I am feeling more inspired. Like there are a ton of things that I could talk about, and I think threads that I will pull on in future episodes, but I encourage you, if you're thinking about getting something done or wanting to take action on something, but you're not motivated, that's okay. Just try to break it down into a micro movement. Another thing that I learned from Sark, something that takes 5 seconds to 5 minutes to do that helps you know that you're making progress. I've put together some resources on micro movements as well, so if you're interested in that, it references Sark's work, but just something I like to do is kind of pull together my favorite resources. So I created a guide where I break down what micro movements are, how to do them, and I'd be happy to share that with you. Another kind of, I guess, mantra that is ringing in my brain and that I've been sharing with others is done is better than perfect. Again, definitely a philosophy I embrace with this podcast is that you don't have to have everything quote unquote perfect before you start making progress. And in particular, I was coaching a client around this today because she is wanting to do a couple things. One, sustain herself through consulting work right now and let people know that she's doing consulting work and open for that. And then also she has ideas about offerings that she wants to create for the world. And so we were looking at her website and, just talking a bit about reaching out to people in her network. And I see it so much, not even specifically with her, but just so many people who are launching their business or creating something, that this drive toward everything needs to be perfect before I share it. It can be really stifling. And so I even think about this, my own process. I created my website 6 years ago, and it could definitely use some improvements, some updates. And I actually had an audit of the website recently. And so I have some clear things that when I have a little downtime, I'm planning to work on. But it has served me well for the 6 years, even being totally imperfect. The emails that I sent out to people when I was just getting started, they were done. They weren't perfect. They were just hey, I'm all in on this coaching and consulting business. Here is a rough outline of things that I offer. If you think that you'd be interested or someone who would, here's how to get in touch. And just, sharing those regular emails with folks in my network, reaching out, connecting with folks. Done is better than perfect. So I want to encourage you, if you're listening and thinking about something that you're holding off on sharing, yes, be intentional. Think about what you're doing and putting out there in the world, but perfection, no, you don't need it. And that leads me into the third thing that I want to share today is you are enough. And what you have, for example, if you are wanting to share something with folks, starting with what you have right now, you are enough. You have the experience, the resources, whatever you need. I believe you have enough to start. Doesn't mean you can't get more experience, more resources. Yeah, whatever. I'm not saying learning and growing, it's a big value of mine, but just whoever needs to hear it today, you are enough. You are enough as you are right now. So I'm curious which of these messages, if any, are resonating with you right now. action before inspiration, done is better than perfect, or you are enough. And as you think about what resonates most with you, perhaps what's one small way that you can honor that today? Maybe it's a micro movement. Maybe it is sharing something that's imperfect. Maybe it's giving yourself a break, resting. I encourage you to just do one little thing to give yourself some love and some inspiration today. If you want to hear more of the Resourced and Resourceful Leadership podcast, please follow or subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. To support the show, please leave a 5-star review and share it with a few people who you think would appreciate it. And please check out the link to SpeakPipe in the show notes. I'd love it if you left me a message about what stood out to you from this show or topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes. Thanks again, and take good care.